CD is one of the programs or one of the franchises in the many layers, the many facets, the many divisions, etc., the many dimensions of the PL-89. And there's some ideas that have been put forward in quantum mechanics, quantum physics, and I've been studying them over the years. And I take from here and I take from there, and I just, some of the terms, the terminologies, I just use them like I integrate them in my own consciousness, and I plug them in, and I work with them, and they become changed a little bit. I use that as terminology. So this right here is the CD. CD, I think I listed maybe 10, 20 active names that CD stands for. But basically, this is color data. It is customer data, customer database, clock data, calendar data, and many, many other different acronyms that are CD. But that's why it's just these programs are just have 2 or 3 letter acronyms because they represent so many things. I'm borrowing terms, and if you're familiar with them, so you'll recognize, like when I say sacred geometry, the principles of sacred geometry, or singularity, or time construct, theory of everything. All these things are employed. Entropy is big. Levels of entropy, highly entropic or lower entropic. The purpose of the CD is to take information and to hold it in place and to create a geometric time structure. Now, when you look at this, if you know the color codes, you'll know so much information just by looking at this. You'll understand what day it is. You'll understand what date it is, what time it is, and the various places in the country, and it can go to other countries and maybe even other planets. It's I mean, the possibilities are endless, really. But to give a description of how this works, it was briefly described in the last video on the CD. There's the PL-89 right there, and here's the CD. The CD is a database where it's meant for people who call in any type of sales, or not just sales. It could be fundraising. It could be surveys. It could be information, just calling. Any type of phone, but not limited to that. It's just, it was developed for that, but it can go further. It can go for just for data that's timed. If you suppose you wanted to think about a thought for 6 minutes, these 6-minute increments are conveyed here in this clock. In this box, I'll try to bring it up here. In this box, you could probably see. Let's see here. Okay, this white is 1, yellow is 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's like 6 minutes of the hour, 12 minutes of the hour, 18 minutes in the hour, 24 minutes in the hour, 30 minutes in the hour. Okay. And then you're going over to, 36, 42, 48, 54, etc. 60. This is your hour. But in these boxes, I don't know if you can see it so well, but in these boxes is written little bits of information. This is a name of somebody and a phone number and a company name. You have 6 minutes of time. So, and your clock is right. You see what time it is here, and you're measuring what time it is by how the information is flowing. What I'm looking at these colors, I can see October 13th, and I see that it was a Wednesday, and this is in 2011. Wednesday, October 13th, 2011. October 13th, when it was a Thursday. So maybe it was 2010 then. Okay, the year is not important. It's the date that matters. So this was 2010. Yes, 2010. Right. So Wednesday this is Wednesday, and this yellow means 2. It's the second level. 3, 13, 23. So this is the 13th, and today, 13 years later, on October 13th of 23, I'm looking at the same informational pattern. And at 8:17 today is a significant time in the CD. 8:17 connected here. This is 8:17 because this is like, okay, this is 8 1 to 6. Okay, 7 through 12, 13 through 18. So 8:17 would be here, right? But now it's 8:35. So now see, it's as I'm talking, as I'm explaining this, the time is running out, and it's moving. Now we're holding by 8:35, so we're over here now. So if I had made these calls 13 years ago, and I'm still calling them now, they're the same. Some, obviously, as you can imagine, some of the numbers have become disconnected. Some businesses have went out of business by now, but some business have stayed. For example, this company here, I called them this morning, and they're still around. It's still functioning, which means the energy, the exertion, the consciousness that was put forward on Wednesday, October 13th of 2010, is still fresh and is still connected and very much alive on Friday, October 13th of 2023, 13 years later. Someone was born then, they're having a bar mitzvah now. A lot of time went by. But the energy here is crystallized. It's preserved. It's still fresh. This is what I mean. This is what is meant by a geometric time structure or a geometric time crystallization. The time and the energy has been crystallized. Now that has been explained, now what do you do with it? Well, that's what, it's still experimental. That's what we're trying to find out. But the theory is that there's a great amount of utility, a high amount of utility and value and practical use in this quantum energy, this quantum continuum, fresh energy that takes you from now and hyperlinks you directly in real time. And I'm seeing everything around me, all the feelings and everything where I was at the time. If you can take that energy and reconnect it with now, there's a utility there. And so I bring this forward to any quantum physicist, any quantum scientist, or just mathematician, or people who explore the next frontier of consciousness, to find and pinpoint and to locate or extract or distill whatever the word is, the practical commodity that can be derived from this energy, and there's tons of it. I mean, this is like a vineyard. This has been for a long time. There's lots of this energy that's available for usage. I mean, it's like, okay, so you basically, these window panes. These are window panes. You look into the window of consciousness, and it's an hour. And as I'm talking, it's moving. So basically, this is 8 and 9, which really connects again with the PL-89, the 8 and 9. If you notice those purple, those two purple, you're going to see the same pattern over here, because it's 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock. Okay, as we move through our day, we're going through each window pane. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Okay, and then as you go down through 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, then 2, 3. So you have a whole day of these quanta, these quantum energy pieces. The terminology is still being developed, but this is being put forward at this time, October 13th, which is, remember this number. I'm telling myself to remember this number. 1013, very important number in the system, and it's not by chance that this was chosen today. It wasn't a lot of this isn't conscious. A lot of this is just being from the subconscious or even higher levels of consciousness, and it's just being released, because 1013 was a big number in the measurements of length and width in the original rotations. They were called rotations that spanned from 2010 up until the year 2012. It was an 18-month period called the rotations. 1013 was the aspect ratio, the measurement of the screen in that time. But 1013 is also, you have to see it like, can see it like just take out the zero. It's like 131, only the real numbers there. So that's 131 is very important, which equals paradigm shift in English gematria, 131. And 113, permutations are fine. You have those numbers like colors. You just switch them around. 113 is salvation. It's also entropy. Paradigm shift, salvation, entropy. 113, which is 1013, which is 311, which is the gematria of Raphael, the angel Raphael, which is, and there's a lot, but anyway, 310.